An ousted federal official is front and center this afternoon, testifying before Congress about the United States coronavirus response. And he's got a bleak warning for the remainder of the year and possibly beyond. ABC's Rachel Scott is in Washington with our top story this afternoon at 5.
On Capitol Hill, the nation's ousted vaccine chief warning government inaction will cost American lives.
If we fail to improve our response now, based on science, I fear the pandemic will get worse and be prolonged.
Dr. Rick Bright testifying before a House panel, telling lawmakers that he sounded the alarm back in January about limited supplies, but was ignored.
I'll never forget the emails I received from Mike Bowen and indicating that our mask supply, or N95 respirator supply, was completely decimated. And he said, we're in deep and I pushed that forward to the highest levels I could in HHS and got no response.
But some lawmakers pushed back, saying Bright was in a position to help.
You hadn't gotten the job done prior to January, and you were at those tables, as were so many others.
In a whistleblower complaint, Bright says he was removed from his post in retaliation for speaking out.
I believe part of the removal process for me was initiated because of a push back that I gave when they asked me to put in place an expanded access protocol that would make chloroquine more freely available.
Bright's assessment is at odds with President Trump, who has promoted that drug repeatedly, including today as he departed the White House.
We've had tremendous response to the hydroxy, but I watched him, and he looks like an angry, disgruntled employee.
Bright is calling on the Trump administration to ramp up production of supplies and implement a national testing strategy. As parts of the country reopen, he casts doubts on the White House's effort to find a vaccine quickly.
We need to have a strategy and plan in place now to make sure that we can not only fill that vaccine, make it, distribute it, but administer it in a fair and equitable plan.
And that's not the case at this point.
We don't have that yet, and it is a significant concern.
The White House has launched a program to produce and distribute a vaccine when it becomes available. Health and Human Services Secretary Alex Azar also reacted to Dr. Bright's testimony today, saying everything he's complaining about has already been done. Rachel Scott, ABC News, Washington.